Okay, so the creditors ledger, it is positive on risk side, the credit side, but negative on risk side, the debit side. And the creditors ledger, it is created by the debtors. And in this case, our debtors are basically the what? They are Makwazi traders. And the statement or slash, I like to say it's a debtors ledger, but we call it the statement in grade 11. It is created by the suppliers or the creditors, the people that lend goods. They lend or give goods on credit. Their statement increases on the debit side but decreases on the credit side. So basically, let's say Makwazi Traders goes to Chonko suppliers to take more goods on credit. When they take more goods on credit, they receive a type of slip which is called an invoice. So an invoice signifies that they have bought goods on credit, which eventually increases their what? Their debt. Because the creditors ledger is trying to calculate the debt that they owe to the creditors at the end of the month. So the invoice always have to be on the credit side. And then on the debit side are basically all the things that could possibly decrease the debt payable to the creditors. We first have a payment, of course. It can also be as a receipt or a check or check. This is where basically you pay your creditors and your debt decreases. Another thing that we can have is a discount. If we go to purchase goods to our on our for our, to our creditors and they give us a discount, it decreases our what? The amount payable. Another thing that we have is a return. Whenever we have a return, guys, it decreases the amount debt, the amount payable. If we as the debtors went to the suppliers or the creditors to take goods on credit, we basically have our what? Our invoice. But if we return those goods, it has to be on this side, on the debit side, to signify that our debt is what? Decreasing. That's the minus. So whenever we have a return of goods, we have two notes that are being employed. We have a debit note and a credit note. A debit note, first of all, both of these, they are written whenever we have a return of goods. So a debit note is written by who? The debtors, debit, debtors, debit, debtors. This one is definitely written by who? Credit, creditors. And remember, the creditors are the one that do what? They write the what? The statement, but the debtors write the what? The creditors ledger. Meaning that whenever there's a return of goods, you have to see this, the debit note on the creditors what? Ledger note. And whenever there's return of goods, this credit note has to be written where? Here, to signify what? Return of goods. Credit note. And on this side, we also have discount. These are the things that a statement, remember, it increases on risk side, the debit side, but decreases on the credit side. So on this side, we're gonna also have a discount, which is gonna decrease the debt that is payable, that is supposed to be paid to them by who? By the creditors. By the debtors, sorry. And then whenever the debtors pay, they have to decrease the amount that is payable. So it's also a payment, which can also be received or electronic payment, just like that. And then on this side, what increases the statement? It is also an invoice. So on the statement, the invoice increases on risk side, the debit side, but on the creditors ledger, it increases on risk side, the credit side. I hope you guys understand that.